Check one day. Wow. And just like that, we're live. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to the Tilo Productions. No, I'm just kidding. This is the Tom LoFaso page. Happy to be live right now. Kind of testing some things out. Figured we'll give it a shot. I actually want to turn on my cool light. Ah, there we go. Get a little background light in there. So, thank you for joining me on this wonderful Tuesday morning. It is 10:53 a.m. and wow, what a time to be alive. I just printed out a piece of paper, like a document, I guess, in a sense, to showcase, or I guess to remind myself to breathe. I got this frame. On the frame, it says breathe. It's a nice picture. And that is my recommendation and advice to you all is to breathe. This is going to be a short live stream, but I'll introduce myself. My name is Tom LoFaso. I own a company called Tilo Productions. I've been doing it for about 5 years. I'm looking to help people figure things out in their life and help them in any way that I can, by realistically just showcasing what I've done in my own life. Maybe you can learn from my own mistakes and really just give you some motivation. About 5 years ago, I started my business, but prior to that, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to work for myself. I just didn't know what to do, where to go, any of those things. And it took a lot of like negative things to happen in my life for the leap of faith to come into play and for me to actually do something to make my life better than what it ever has been or ever what I could have imagined or anything like that. And I know in today's world, there's a lot of young people, young men, young women, I mean, just people in general that are miserable. I live in New York, and in New York, when I walk around, go to the grocery store or wherever, people are just not happy, like ever. Like people are just, you walk past somebody and you try and smile and they don't even look at you. They like look the other direction and they don't even want to smile, or you hold the door open for somebody and they don't even, they don't literally, is lower. Oh, they want me to change my bit rate. All right, let's see if we can. But basically all I'm trying to say is that it's tough today, Yeah, let's go all the way up to, it wants me to do a 6800 bit rate. Let's see if that's better. 68. All right, 6800. Let me know how that happens. So, yeah, you don't want to be miserable in today's world. You want to follow your dreams. Life is too dang short. I live with my grandfather. He's 92, and that perspective has shown me that life is too short. So, like, what have I done? What can you do? And then what can we do, right? Because I'm not exactly where I want to be yet. I want the big things in life, and I've spoken to successful people, and I'm like, I want a private jet. I want a yacht. I want a huge house. I want several properties. I want a vacation house here and a vacation house there, and I want to be able to do all of these things. But it's one step at a time. And I had somebody ask me yesterday, do you worry about paying your grocery bill anymore? And I said, no, I don't. And, 5 years ago, I did. I absolutely did. I would be terrified in certain situations. Do I have enough money to put food on the table at the end of the night? Are we eating ramen noodles? And having to be strategic at the grocery store, like, okay, I have $80 in my bank account and I need to go food shopping. That's going to last me the entire week. What am I buying that's going to last me the entire week? So you have to be strategic. And not to say that I'm wasting things now, because I wouldn't say that we are. It's just that you don't have to have those like hard conversations on aisle 11 of the grocery store. You get to deal with that solely on your own. Again, life is just too damn short to be worrying about any of these things. So I would love to encourage and inspire young people out there. especially the young men in this world, they need help. And if I could press a button on YouTube and just make that this post, at least this live chat right now that I'm staring at with 0 concurrent viewers, obviously it's my first time going live, but if I could flip the switch, I would be like, show me to every, 17 to 25-year-old young man right now that's going through it, that's trying to find his future wife, that is still trying to figure out his career, doesn't feel great about himself, maybe not, doesn't look the way that they want, maybe out of shape, out of weight, or I mean, low self-confidence. I mean, all of these things are things that I've had. Like if I showed you a picture of me from 5 years ago, you'd be like, who is that guy? Because I lost so much weight. Like I completely did a 360 in my life. And anybody watching this, I encourage that you try and do the same. It's easier said than done. And what we can do to continue on this journey together is just take a step every day. Just do one thing. And if that's like literally walk around your block or do 10 push-ups, like right now, just be like, I'm going to do 10 push-ups, then do it. Like, it's not, I'm going to run 10 miles today. And that's going to help me get to the point that I need to. Like, that's extremely unrealistic. We need to understand that everything comes in small bits and pieces. And if you do too much at once, like for example, the best way to look at this is like literally at anything though, right? If you do too much of anything at once, it's not good. A very simple thing that is something that probably a lot of people can relate to is food, right? If you eat too much food, you get sick. If you eat too much of one thing, like let's say you just made like a whole batch of cookies and you're like, oh my gosh, these cookies look delicious. Like no self-control whatsoever. Totally get it. Been there. Totally understand. You can't eat the entire like dozen cookies that you just made. You eat like 3, 4, 5. Okay, fine. Once you're getting that number, you're like, all right, I'm obviously exceeding like the normal amount of cookies somebody should be eating right now. But like if you're literally like, I'm going to eat all of these, like you'll probably be okay for like a little bit, but like 20 minutes after, you're probably going to start getting a bit of a bellyache. And then like if it's late at night, the next morning, forget about it. You're not going to be feeling good at all. Like you're just not. And that could throw off your whole day, right? So like just think about like too much of anything can do the same thing. Like if you do too much of trying something new, let's say, for example, I want to give you like a business example. The one thing that's coming to mind is like music, but it's just like such a bad industry, honestly. And like I wouldn't even push anybody to try and do something that creative, I think the creative stuff is super, super, super fun and I love it, but it's also like, can you do your creative at the same time as it's like a career choice? That's that secret weapon there in a sense. But yeah, I mean, literally too much of anything, right? It can be somewhat of a detriment to you. So you have to be careful. You have to have, a bit of a foresight there and make sure that you're doing okay. But, being a young man, was tough. So, I didn't have, I always had a core group of friends for a while up until about 5 years ago, but I had a lot of friends that were always around and always there, but not in like the ways that I wanted to, right? And that could be you. Like you could be surrounded by other people in your life, friends, family members, and they might be discouraging you or disabling you in a sense where you might have a really cool idea and maybe you bring it up to them and maybe they shoot you down. And that, I know what that feels like. It's not fun. Like I still have those situations happen to me today. And it's like, yeah, like I'm like somewhat an owner of a successful business. It depends on what metrics you want to look at that. But in my own metrics, I'm the owner of a successful business at this point. And like that to me is amazing. But I've had people tell me that you should try this, or you should do that, or you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, or why haven't you thought of this? And it's just like, oh my gosh, it's nauseating. And especially friends and family. And today I was listening to something like, if anybody's giving you hard time about the things that you love and you enjoy, and somebody's telling you, sorry, I got something in my eye here. Somebody's telling you that you shouldn't be doing that thing, you shouldn't follow your dreams or whatever it is, like you need to remove them from your life immediately. And it doesn't need to be like this rough and oh, that's so unprofessional, or that's how could you say those things to me? Like it doesn't need to be that way. Sometimes it needs to be that way in order to get people away from you, but it's okay to put boundaries up. It's okay to tell somebody like, I don't want to hang out with you today, or I can't do this, or I don't want to be around this. And like, it's okay to say those things. And it's okay to be completely honest with that conversation. And I think that's where most people fail in these situations, is because they don't want to be honest. Most people would just rather lie and rather just go through the pain of like uncomfortable situations that are not helping them. Like, uncomfortable situations are good, but if you're in uncomfortable situations where it's not building you up, it's tearing you down, then that's not a good place to be, right? And if that's your employer, that even if you think you have a good job, but you get belittled there, like, you need to go figure out something new in your life. Same thing if you, are looking to become an entrepreneur and you want to start a summer job. Now the summer's here, you want to start something and do it on your own. Who's to say that someone's not going to start burst in your bubble? Say, oh, are you sure you want to do that? Are you really going to make money doing that? Is that going to be tough or whatever? And it's just like, you know what? Keep your negativity and stay over there, because I don't want it. I don't need your help. I don't want it. I don't need your foresight, because that negativity will linger and it will stick with you. And then it's like a revolving door in your head of just like negative, 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 negative. So yeah. As you can tell, I mean, look, I've been talking for 10 minutes, and that happened quickly. So I really want to help people. It's not like I want somebody calling me and I want to get on a call with them every month, but I would like to be able to continuously give information out there in the world of like what I've been through. And if somebody had a question or asked me how I got to this point, oh my gosh, not the best live today, because now I'm scratching my nose. Woo. That'll do it. That will do it. Watching myself sneeze on camera is so funny. I just want to help people on a variety of different levels. And I want to do it on a mass scale. Obviously, at the individual base, I think is great, but the young men today need to learn what it is to be a man, and I'm still learning what it is to be a man, but there's not a lot of good examples out there. A lot of the older men that are out in this world, and this is a controversial thing, they're just not good quality men. They're a bunch of pusses, a bunch of guys that just phoned it in real early in life, and and now we're living underneath them in this world. And for somebody like myself who wakes up every day and wants only the best for his future and his friends, family, and all that, to see the world dictated by all these people that like I feel like have like phoned it in, and to see them, parents, aunts, uncles, friends, parents, even people that I've come across in networking, like you don't want to be around these people, and you want to break through that, because going right back to it, life is too short to not do these things. Like, of course I want to sit home and I want to play video games all day and I want to just be comfortable. I want to be a couch potato. Like, yeah, that sounds awesome. But like at the same time, like, no, it doesn't. Like, there's no interaction with people. There's no growth in what's going on. There's no faith being had there. There's no mystical mysteries of life and magic. And there's all these things that you'd be missing out on if that was the case. And a lot of those people that I'm talking about have phoned it in and have completely missed the ball on those things. Like, what happened to like the hunter and gatherer? You had the fatherly figure, the real man that would go out and like had to feed their family, and if they didn't, they would die. Like, wouldn't that give you a whole different perspective if you woke up in the morning and you're like, if you didn't do your job today, by the end of the day, your family would be dead. Like, that's it. So do it to the best of your ability, or your family could potentially be dead by the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month. You would work entirely different. You would be a completely different person in the workforce. And I think about those types of things. Like, I want to wake up every day, and it's tough. I understand. Like, I struggle with waking up every day and having that intense amount of motivation, and it takes time. Like, I have a routine in order to build that motivation up every day. It doesn't necessarily I just wake up and it's there, but I have gotten to a point where I can wake up without an alarm clock. Like, I don't need somebody to just set an alarm clock or have my wife wake me up or whatever it is. I don't need that. I can do it solely on my own. And that's because I'm passionate and motivated deeply, you know? So, look, 14, about 15 minutes in, we're still got 0 viewers on here, but that's okay. All I want to say is if I get one person to watch this, do me a favor. Share this with like a friend. Like it, comment. If you watch this and you even made it to this part, just comment on it and be like, thanks, this helped me. Or tell me it didn't. Tell me you suck and that you should stop. I will also appreciate that. But my name is Tom. I'm going to be doing lots of video content about motivating and trying to get people, past whatever level of life that they're in, because it's tough. It's definitely tough. And I get that. And I'm sorry to anybody that has experienced a version of me in the past that has been in that tough part, because I know what that feeling feels like. I remember it very well, and now I know what it's like to meet people that have been in that situation. You know, I meet young men all the time, and I can see it in their eyes. It's gonna get better. Life always does. You just have to wake up, put a smile on your face, and know that it's going to be better today. And that you're gonna have a great day. You know, and what's a good day if you never had a bad one? So. If you like this stuff, go check out some of my other content that I have. Otherwise, everybody have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you next time.